Hello, I'm NelQuisha Pitts. I am one of the 2020 to 2021 CUS scholars, and I am at the Southern Maryland Satellite Campus. And my leadership project is on enhancing the financial literacy curriculum in Charles County Public Schools. I selected this topic because I am a high school graduate from Charles County Public Schools. I graduated from Westlake High School in 2015. Also, because of my field placement, I'm at the Southern Maryland Tri-County Community Action Committee, and this agency provides services for Calvert County, Charles County, and St. Mary's County. The services they provide include energy assistance, housing assistance, CDL training, adult daycare, and Head Start. I'm in the Head Start department as a family advocate. And as I was getting to know my caseload and become familiar with the agency, a few things I seen was, of course, there was a need for financial assistance and resources, but also everybody was a high school graduate. I selected to focus on high school students because my agency provide financial literacy and money management for clients. And I believe, if we focus on helping a child early on about what financial literacy is and teach them good behaviors and the importance of having a good relationship with money, they will be more successful down the road. And of course, what you learn today affects you tomorrow. That's why it's important to begin to learn how to spend money wisely early. Nothing is learned overnight. Education on the subject takes time, needs time to grow. And if you learn about money management now, you'll be more prepared for the future. So the problem is, as a high school graduate of Charles County Public Schools, I believe there's an opportunity to highlight the importance of financial literacy for high school age students to prepare their understanding of money transactions. In addition, it would be beneficial to expand upon the current financial literacy curriculum and or in place to meet the students' needs. So the goal is for Charles County Public Schools students to graduate with the foundation of financial literacy that will help them during their high school experience and beyond. This will be done by enhancing the curriculum and by requiring financial literacy courses to be taught for 6 weeks as an elective course throughout their entire high school career. And this change should take place the next academic school year, but unfortunately with pandemic and everything reopening and people adjusting to the new normal, this may be pushed back. And the reason I say throughout the whole high school career is because currently only 10th, 11th, and 12th graders can take financial literacy. I believe it's important for also ninth graders to learn or get familiar with what financial literacy is. Of course, I know they're very young, but you're never too young to learn about how to manage your money wisely. And when I say through elective course, I'm thinking about how art is a year long subject. Out of that one elective course, students will have a specialist or a teacher come in for 6 weeks to discuss money management. Students will engage in projects, group discussions, and assignments to demonstrate their knowledge of financial literacy and money management. Okay, the cost of this intervention, I created an in-depth curriculum for Charles County Public Schools that they could incorporate. I will briefly discuss more about that on the next slide. And also to become a certified financial educational instructor, training can cost around $300. So it depends on how many electives they have or how the school would like to do that. Maybe give the teachers a 6-week break or have the teachers, and take the course. But on top of that, they also have a financial literacy course already established, and they just need to expand on what they already have to make it more relatable to everyday life, and also just to go into depth about how that could help the students. And people I would need to meet with are the Board of Education to discuss the importance of financial literacy and potential the additions to the curriculum. Also, of course, I'll have to speak to like stakeholders who delegate the money for trainings for schools and everything. And I would like to have a town hall to speak with parents and other members in the community to learn about what they feel is important to learn in financial literacy courses, what they believe should be taken out, what should be more discussed more in depth, and how they feel about it, because public schools are funded by taxpayer dollars, and I believe that taxpayers should have some sort of input of what should be taught. So, like I said, I have made a curriculum, like a 6-week curriculum with assignments and quizzes and tests. So in ninth grade, when you first come in, you would do the pre-test, and that would just demonstrate where a student is at with financial literacy and money management. And they would talk about checkings and savings account. And when I say checkings and saving account, I'm talking about the different kinds of savings, the minimum balance you need to keep in a savings or checking, at a minimum to open up bank maintenance fees, and also withdrawal fees. Also, we will learn about how to write out a check because, now that everybody is digital, you don't really use a paper check, and many people don't know how to fill out a paper check or don't understand what the numbers are at the bottom of the checks. And you will learn how to write your signature. Unfortunately, a lot of people, new kids, don't know how to read and write in cursive. So this simply teaching them the beginning of how to at least write your signature out will be very important for them to learn. And then your needs versus your want, because in ninth grade, I know they're very young still. And before you have a good foundation of what financial literacy is and how to manage your money, your needs and wants may seem very similar, but they're not. And so once you have a good understanding of what that is, you understand what your needs are and what your wants are and how to create goals to get there. Important documents such as social security cards, birth certificates, passports, and any other documentation that you may have to open up an account or with your personal information, how to store those documents, where to put them at, when to discard of them. So that, and then also introduction to the future. And because they're very young, I will want them to think about like life after high school, but how are they going to continue through high school? Like, will they get a part-time job? Are they going to save $5 maybe every month or every 2 weeks just to have some type of savings established? How are they going to pay for if they want a new car? How are they going to pay for insurance? How they're going to pay for their senior trip and prom, just to get their minds thinking about money that is going to be invested in their life now and afterwards. Then in 10th grade, we will discuss credit, what credit is, why it's important to maintain a good credit score, when to use credit, when to not use credit. We talk about co-signers. Like I said, again, they are at the age where they're learning how to drive. And I would like them to understand what a co-signer is, what does that mean, and how that impacts you and the co-signer. And then depth. I was listening to a radio broadcast, The Breakfast Club, and they said that a wise person learns from the mistakes of others. And there are countless stories about people getting in tremendous debt and having a struggle to get out of there. So teaching children about the importance of what debt is, how to maintain your life, how to get out of debt if you do get into debt, what plan you should have established to get out of debt, and maybe they could potentially help their family and friends also. And career paths, I want children to think about what's next for them after school. If you're going to college, are you going to apply for scholarships? If you're going to a trade school, how are you going to fund, how are you going to pay for this? Are you going to the military? Are you going to do 4 years? Are you going to do 20 years? Are you going to active duty or reserves? What are you going to do? Just to get their minds thinking about the future. And then in 11th grade, we will discuss investments, the different kinds of investments, and have students do a project on a mock investment just to see how much they will get and how much they understand it. Owning your own business. And this topic stemmed because I met a girl, a 16-year-old female at a vendor market, and her parents were able to invest so much money into her. You could tell with the quality of her materials and how her website was all set up, like they really invest a lot of money into her. And she's told me that she would not be able to have everything she had without them. And I know a lot of parents do not know how to run or open your own business. And also in today's climate, we have to work more than one job and have more sources of income just to stay afloat. So I would want to introduce children about how to, make money and enjoy what you're doing. Like if you're good at something, open your own business, and that could just be your side hustle for whenever you want to go out and make some extra money. The importance of voting. I believe that the pandemic has taught us the importance of ensuring that we vote for the right person who is going to, in the case of emergencies, think about their citizens. And just knowing who would represent your needs. I didn't learn the importance of voting until my first year into my MSW program. And also when I talk to peers and other people who are about to graduate out of high school, they still don't understand the importance of voting. I know that's something, you should be taught in history, but you also need to know who you're voting for and if they're going to cater to your needs and your community's needs. And a retirement plan, because it's never too early to establish a retirement plan, even if that's right now in high school saving like $5 or $2 every other week. saving something can help you along the lines, and which would allow you to even retire early if you have enough saved up, or even if you're just working, you have a backup plan. Then in 12th grade, your family is about to become an empty nester. And maybe if you go to college, and if you don't, I want students to think about housing plans. Are you going to rent? What do you need to rent? How is the renting process? Are you going to own your own house? How much you need to save up? What kind of credit score? Where do you want to live at? What kind of house do you want to have? How are you going to pay your mortgage? The different types of mortgage. Earning plans, like I said, nowadays we have to work more than one job in order just to stay afloat. And I want this to get their mind rolling, their ideas of thinking like, how am I going to save for my future? How am I going to pay my monthly bills? I don't want to live paycheck to paycheck. Students will learn the importance of not living paycheck to paycheck. Healthcare plans, thankfully we are able to stay on our parents' insurance until we're 25 years old. But even if you wasn't on your parents' plan, how would paying for healthcare out of pocket impact you? How much is it? How do you go about, enrolling in healthcare programs? Because you never know what may happen today or tomorrow. And also emergency and life events. If the pandemic hasn't taught us anything, that you never know what will happen tomorrow. So you need to be some kind of prepared. I know for me in 12th grade year, my house burned down and the Red Cross was unable to provide us with any assistance or resource, any assistance to help us. So we had to, rely on our families and friends until the insurance company was able to provide us with some source of income to help us reestablish a normal life, which was a very like traumatic event in my life, but it was such a struggle that I do not want nobody to go. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. But also when I talk about life events, you never know when somebody's going to pass away. Funeral expenses are so expensive that you just need to be prepared, like have something, because funerals could be what, $17,000. Just have something to the side that will help you, because you don't want to struggle, because when you're dealing with a loss of a loved one, you're grieving, and then adding financial stress or just trying to make ends meet to pay for their funerals can be a very stressful event, and it can mess with your mental health. Okay, here are some facts. So in 2017, according to Forbes, regardless of income, 78% of United States citizens were living paycheck to paycheck. The top reason students drop out of college is because financial constraints. 28% of Americans have nothing set aside for unexpected emergencies. And then, as of course we know, minority families are considerably less wealthy than white families. Nearly 3 1/4 workers say they are in debt today, and more than half think they will always be in debt. And then more than half of minimum wage workers say they have to work more than one job to make ends meet. And now that the cost of living is going up, I can definitely imagine how hard it is to feed your family if you're a single mother working a part-time job or a minimum wage job. So evaluation, students will take a pre-test in 9th grade and take a post-test in 12th grade. That would be like the main test to compare and contrast what is working with the curriculum, but also throughout each year, students would do projects, have discussions, ask questions, and have assignments to also demonstrate their knowledge and understanding of financial literacies. Students will have a clear understanding of savings and budgets, and less households will be living paycheck to paycheck, and they will have a emergency savings, because hopefully, the students will take what they learn and provide that, share it with their families, because, you want everybody to be successful and be able to learn how to manage your money financially, so we won't be in stress. Homelessness is a thing. Financial stress is a terrible thing that can have an impact on your mental health, and the goal is to be financially free. Thank you for listening to my presentation. I hope that it was educational, and I hope that you take time to become financially savvy. Have a good one. Goodbye.